All right, guys, it's almost 9 o'clock in the morning. I just got done carrying all this material up from down there and then mixing it all up, cutting this roof. So I'm not even done with this roof. I had to leave myself a space, but yeah, cutting this roof in along the edges here. Believe it or not, this takes this is gonna, by the time it's said and done, these two roofs are gonna take 5 gallons of paint just for the cut-in. Just for the cut-in all the way around. Then you see the pipe, so all the protrusions, there's a couple pipes here, back of the chimneys. But yeah, anyways, so I'm up on Main Street here in Front Royal, and there's I'm surrounded by, you know, restaurants and bakeries and everything else. So the smells that I get all day long are just unbelievable. But you know, so the smell I just got, it smelled like damn homemade spaghetti. And so I got all this, like, it doesn't make me hungry. Like I said, I haven't been hungry. I haven't experienced hunger in probably 2 months. But what it does is it creates a craving in me. And what I just noticed, or, you know, I probably noticed, but I don't know if I've made if I've pointed it out yet. But what I like to point out is, guys, when you're breaking this food, this is why I'm telling you, and I'm going to put this together much more clearly and do maybe even a series on it. I don't know. But again, I am, after pondering and contemplating on this, guys, I am coming to the conclusion that food is the anchor point for our slavery. Okay? That might sound crazy, but and I'll tell you, because so when I smelled that spaghetti, what it brought back was all these times, all the emotions I have wrapped up in spaghetti. Because I'll tell you, when I was a kid, my mom, you know, that was like the one big meal that we would make together. I mean, we had other meals. I'm not saying we only ate spaghetti and canned food. What I'm saying is that meal there, when I just smelt spaghetti, the first thing that came back to my mind was like a home feeling. Like, you know, that was the time when I guess me and my mom could connect, and like things were happy because everybody's happy making spaghetti, right? So you're not just breaking a food addiction. It's not just the parasites, guys. You're breaking years. You're breaking trauma. I mean, that's trauma. That's like, you know, the one good memory that I have of my mom making spaghetti is, it's, you know, so deeply tied into me. And I'm telling you, so I am building a solid case for food being the anchor point for our enslavement. I mean, completely solid case that food is the anchor point. Because think about it, then when you eat, so after you put that first bite of food in your mouth, guys, when you put that first bite of food in your mouth, no bite after that will taste as good. Your brain, the reason we overindulge is our brain is looking for that same fucking unbelievable hit from that first bite of spaghetti. But we can finish 12 more bowls after that, stuff ourselves till we can't see straight, can't stand up and walk, and our bellies are about to pop. And all that is just consumption. It's gluttony. It's straight up gluttony, guys. We are indulging. We have become so spoiled because we deserve it, is what we've been told, right? You deserve it. And of course, the people who sell you shit, they want you to think that you deserve the shit they're selling you, because then you make it a priority to have. You have to have it. And it goes like that with every addiction. Again, you know, when I quit drinking over 2 years ago, I supplemented that addiction with a severe sugar addiction. And, you know, after about 3 months of a severe sugar addiction, I was going out of my mind. I couldn't understand it. I was so upset, and I was telling people, and everybody would tell me, "Oh, Richard, don't be so hard on yourself. at least you quit alcohol. And then that's when the light bulb went off in my head, and I realized that all these cocksuckers that wanted to do nothing but talk behind my back and fuck with me my whole life because of my alcohol addiction, all had food, sugar, caffeine, you name it, addictions. And that's when it became very clear, and I was like, oh, these motherfuckers. So 3 months in, and I'm still dealing, I'm over that sugar addiction now. I'm over that sugar addiction. But it took a couple years. It took 2 years to get over that sugar addiction of fasting, coming to terms with shit, facing this shit, not just going, oh, I'm doing my best. Yeah, I'll just indulge in sugar. It's okay. No, because I realized that sugar was hurting me just as bad, if not worse, than the alcohol. At least I was a highly functioning alcoholic. I mean, highly functioning. Because I guess I'm just a highly functioning person anyways, and I needed that alcohol to kill my pain. I needed that alcohol to keep me going, the alcohol not only killed the pain, but it also allowed me to suppress all those things that were really important, because I couldn't have deep conversations with people. I couldn't have, because of all my pain and trauma and abuse that I had never faced and taken care of. So, yeah, man, coming back, okay, so food is the anchor point of our slavery. It is embedded in every culture. Every culture has its own food. What do we do, guys? Anywhere we go, and when we meet up with people, what do? We want to go to a restaurant. We want to go get coffees. We want to go, you know what I mean? We want to put shit in our mouth. We are consumerist pigs, guys. They have literally bred us for generations into consumerist pigs. We are consumerist pigs, period. You have two kinds of people in this world today, okay? Well, you have three, but we're going to go over two of them right now. One of them is the slaves. The slaves are working minimum wage jobs or slavery wage jobs in third world countries, second world countries, all over the world. They're the ones mining the precious metals out of the ground to put in your phones and the batteries and everything else, the cobalt, all the precious metals, guys. If you don't know about what happens with that, it's absolutely disgusting. People all over the world are enslaved. People all over the world are enslaved, picking the goddamn fruit that you eat at the grocery store, doing all these stupid menial jobs, okay, that you should be doing for yourself. If you want to fucking put shit in your mouth, you should be fucking going out and picking it off the ground, or doing whatever you got to do to acquire that by yourself, instead of just spending your money. Because the second type of person is the consumers, and I'm going to talk about America. England, Britain, France, Italy. I mean, all these countries are the same when it comes to this consumption, but America seems to be by far and away the absolute worst, because we are so separated from the source of all of our shit. Our clothes are made by slaves, our phones are made by slaves, our food is picked by slaves, but we don't care, because Jesus gave it to us and we deserve it, because we're just great little fucking, disciples of Jesus Christ, right? So we deserve all this shit made by slaves. Plus, they're not even going to heaven anyway, so fuck them. I mean, that's literally the fucking mindset in America, guys. It's disgusting. But again, it's all tied back to so the other let me finish. The other type of person is the consumer. So you have the slaves who are assembling and making the stuff for the consumer. The consumer, they keep the consumer so fucking big. How is the consumer able to consume? Well, they have to work. They have to work their dick off to keep a roof over their head, to keep food in their bellies, to keep the lights on, to keep the AC going in the heat in the summer months, right? So they got the consumer so fucking busy, okay, that he can't even pull his head up from his job to realize what's going on, and when he does, it doesn't look good, so he puts it right back down and goes back to work again. And what are we working for, guys? We are working so we can overstuff ourselves. Instead of taking 1-2 bites of spaghetti and being fine and getting that dopamine hit, no, we indulge. We indulge because we are in so much pain. We are in so much pain from our trauma and abuse in these abusive systems that we just hope that the 84th bite of spaghetti is going to be better than the first. And it isn't. It isn't. The 84th bite of spaghetti isn't even as good as the 83rd bite of spaghetti. Do you see what I'm saying, guys? And we're doing it to ourselves. Okay, this is called consent. We are consenting to this. We are consenting. We've been bamboozled. Yes, we were abused as children and put into these fight or flight and survival modes. That's what our brain does. Okay, anybody who's denying this is an idiot. They don't understand how the brain works, and they are towing the line for the powers that be that want to keep you enslaved. You guys got to start thinking for yourselves. You got to take responsibility, and you got to quit listening to these so-called experts, because all these experts and anything that you hear on the media or through the government or any mainstream organization, I don't care who they are all part of it. They are all part of the bamboozlement. They are all part of the illusion. They are all part of the superfluous shit to keep you so busy and so focused on anything other than healing yourself, other than looking at yourself and realizing, oh my God, how can I fix the slavery around the world? Oh, maybe I should quit participating in purchasing the things that keep that slavery trade going. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is how we take our power back. This is how it all lies within us. If you guys are stuck in salvation mode or the mode of, oh, there's nothing I can do, that is called slavery, guys. You guys are stuck in slavery. None of us can save any of it. We have to save ourselves. That's who we're trying to save, is ourself. That's the only thing that matters. The only thing. You can't do a damn thing for anybody else. And if you say you are doing things for other people, you are virtue signaling. You're a hypocrite and you're virtue signaling. If you have not completely healed and taken care of yourself and put yourself first constantly at every turn of the road and loving yourself and living in truth, facts, and reality, and you're out here playing these games, then you need to slow down is what you need to do. You need to slow down and you need to quit. A good way to start recognizing things is to slow down and stop consuming as much as possible, as much as you possibly can, because once you stop consuming, you're going to see everything pop up, all your demons, all the demons out there, all your personal demons, all your trauma, all your abuse, all your unhealed emotions, all the things you haven't faced in your life. All your parasites are going to come in and attack. Everything's going to come after you. When they see that you stop consuming and that you're not playing that game anymore and that you're trying to figure things out, they're going to throw the fucking world at you to get you back in line. They're going to throw everything they can at you to get you back in line and back consuming and back with your head down, working your dick off for $1. You know what I mean? And that's the hamster wheel. That's the rat race. So anyways, I had to stop working. I was cutting. You see what I was doing? I was cutting in. But yeah, I had to stop, man, because I got that smell of spaghetti and it brought me literally back to my childhood cooking spaghetti with my mom. And I was like, wow, that's really fucking weird. So yeah. These things are not just parasites. These addictions are not just parasites. These addictions are all rooted in abuse. These addictions are all rooted in the fact that we were born into extremely toxic, which is poisonous, trauma-filled, abusive systems of governance. And our parents never loved us. They were just agents of the state. And why do I say our parents never loved us? Because they never loved themselves. They never took the time to love themselves. They don't even know what love is. To them, love is compliance. That's what love is to them, compliance and going along to get along and doing what you have to and survival of the fittest. They love you as long as you're still surviving and doing what you got to do and you're not too much of a burden on them. You know what I mean? So anyways, yeah, it's all coming back to personal responsibility. It's all coming back to, the unbelievable illusions that they've laid before us. And they're very easy to break. Well, not easy to break, but they're very easy to recognize. Harder to accept and even harder to break, because if you're 30 years old, it took you 30 years of you've been living on that program. 30 years you've been supporting that habit. You've done everything in your brain has justified your habits and your addictions in every way possible. Every single way possible. And that's just the way the brain works. It's called survival, guys. Your brain, literally, you do it subconsciously because you've been living subconsciously your whole life. They keep trying to tell us we're conscious. We have never been conscious. We were conscious at birth until we were traumatized, until we realized that our emotions, that our own personal authenticity did not matter, and we had to sell ourselves out as babies in order to, so our parents wouldn't throw us in a trash can, and so we ate their poison they shoved in our throats. We fucking said, okay, well, I guess, I don't need human contact. I'm supposed to just cry and scream until I pass out at night, I guess I don't know anything. I guess, this motherfucker, this big giant is going to teach me everything I need to know. I mean, I guess I'll just shut off and go into subconscious mode, and that's how the ego gets started. But yeah, guys, things are just becoming clearer and clearer and more obvious. And I really would like to get out a video or a series, if I have to, on everything I'm putting together in my head that goes back and proves that food is the anchor source of our slavery. So yeah, I'm looking forward to making that one.